Hanging would be too good for Tony Blair. God damn you, Tony Blair! God damn you, Tony Blair!
Emotions run high outside the heavily guarded venue for the latest British inquiry into the Iraq War. Hundreds of anti-war protesters calling for the day's star guest, former Prime Minister Tony Blair, to explain exactly why he took the country into the US-led war in 2003. But they'd not even glimpsed the man many here would like to see tried for war crimes. Inside, Blair said that he was left with little choice but to respond to the threat posed by Saddam Hussein.
The decision I had to take was, given Saddam's history, given his use of chemical weapons, given the over 1 million people whose deaths he'd caused, given 10 years of breaking UN resolutions, could we take the risk of this man reconstituting his weapons programs? Or is that a risk it would be irresponsible to take? And I formed the judgment, and it's a judgment in the end. It's a decision.
A decision that ultimately led the country to war and to the deaths of 179 British soldiers, many of whose families were present in the room. Over months of hearings, the panel has heard from a wide range of ministers, advisers and diplomats, some accusing the former Prime Minister of ignoring advice and striking a deal with US President George Bush to invade Iraq. Blair insisted, though, that all talks with his American counterpart were out in the open.
The only commitment I gave, and I gave this very openly at the meeting, was a commitment to deal with Saddam. Now,
so you were at one that you had to deal with...
Absolutely. So, and that wasn't a private commitment, that was a public commitment.
So you were...
In spite of the calls for justice from the crowds outside, the inquiry will not apportion blame, nor mete out punishment, its remit being simply to learn lessons. And the final question from the panel, does he have any regrets?
Responsibility, but not a regret for removing Saddam Hussein. I think he was
Be quiet, please.
I think that he was a monster. I believe he threatened not just the region, but the world. And I do genuinely believe that the world is safer as a result.
Questions over the legitimacy of the Iraq War will remain following Tony Blair's assured testimony. And there are many weeks of hearing yet to run, including that of the current Prime Minister, Gordon Brown.